Hey guys, what is going on? The Gaming Rehab here, and in this video I'm playing Age of Empires 2 multiplayer, and this is going to be a 2 versus 2 versus 2, which you don't see very often, and it is very kind of a questionable upload, but I say that because it's not often that any popular Age of Empires commentators, not that there are many popular Age of Empires commentators at all, actually upload 2v2v2s, just because they're so not normal and formidable to be in online public games that are in tournaments or anything. But nonetheless, it is still kind of a fun game to watch. And the teams that are going to be on this team are going to be Biggest Dickus versus Worst in the World. Biggest Dickus with Worst on the World versus Hellfish Camel Attack 1/4 Irk. I'm sure that name could mean something kind of could mean something, but it's kind of odd. Then we're against Heisenberg, who I wish he would just take out the N and be Heisenberg, but he won't. So it's then on the final team it's going to be Buncummy maybe, and then Sea Dog. And the team that I don't know, this game is incredible, and I think that Heisenberg and those guys get lead in the very beginning, just because of they both have reasonably high scores, and then Bunkimmy seems to be AFK at this point, which is really not very good. So let's just take a quick look at everybody else. So Biggest Dickus with 7 villagers, Worst in the World with 8 villagers, Bunkimmy with 4 villagers, Sea Dog with 6 villagers, Hellfish with 8 villagers, and Heisenberg with 8 as well. But now Dickus has 8 too. So, and every time you point that out, how many villagers you actually have, it's kind of inconsistent, because everybody's villager count is actually going up as you're doing that. And I think a good strategy for someone would go for the docks and just try to control the water early in the game and just get as many as they can. But before we do that, let's put on fast mode. So when it's on fast, it's a bit easier. Since this game does go on for a very long time, and the early game isn't very entertaining, I guess you could say, to watch. So let's just go ahead and speed it up a while. So just as I predicted, Hughes go for that palisade that actually lasts the entire game there, and the palisade just prevents him from being rushed. But none of these guys are a real threat right now. He's over almost 100 points ahead of him. Actually, for some reason I just read that wrong. It was maybe 60 or 70 points ahead of him. Well, let's just take a look at Biggest Dickus again. And now Dickus has 12 villagers. Worst in the World has 12 too, so they're pretty much at a tie right now. Bumcum 1850 has Bumcum has 12 as well, and the Sea Dog has 11, which is not very good. Then Hellfish Camel Attack has 13, then 15 for Heisenberg, but he just got hosed, so that probably would tie everybody else up. And what Dickus likes to do is just put 4 guys on wood, which is probably a nice strategy, but I don't know, that he doesn't have a very, his resources are out in the open instead of behind him, which actually isn't very fortunate in a way if he does get rushed, which I don't think is very likely, because it doesn't seem like Sea Dog has scouted anything. But let's just look at that. Sea Dog, Fog of War. No, he has not scouted any. Oh, he has, and Sea Dog is just scouting all of Dickus's base now, which actually is not good for him. For some reason I assumed that he just didn't. But anyways, I don't think that he will go for any sort of attack, just because this is based on my memory. So Bumcum is doing what he can, and he's getting lots of things up. But still, I think the fact that he was so late in actually starting the game really affected him throughout the rest, and made him not be able to catch right up. And Worst in the World is putting up a lumber camp there. And let's take that fog off. So Hellfish has a decent number of guys and everything. He already got his farms up, but has he lowered his board? No, he thing is with Hellfish Camel, that I don't think that he will really realize that until if he really studies into pro games and such. But you don't want to not get your boars. So what's his name? Hellfish and Fog of War. And the thing is, he hasn't scouted any of his boars. His scouting job is kind of appalling behind his base, especially because that's where most of your resources should be, especially when it's a water map. And I see there's stone there, and that is the only resource that's actually that much farther up from his base. The rest are going to be right behind him. And then let's check out Heisenberg. So Heisenberg has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 villagers on farms, and 2 guys on food there, or 3 actually, sorry, 3 and 3. And he does have a significant amount of people, which I think 7, if I don't really care, something like 7 on guys on wood. So he must be going for the. He did probably waste a lot on palisades, so maybe he's worried about running out. And he has his docks in the corner, which I don't think anyone ever found in the end. And let's take out Fog of War for a sec. And so Bumcum, he's getting a fishing ship up, but he I don't know. I think he's a fairly new player, considering he doesn't. He probably shouldn't have. That's a fairly. He's mining that much wood without having a lumber camp, and that's never a good thing when he does have people on gold. And it's never actually good to have people on gold either this early in the game, especially 5, considering you have 2 on wood, or no, 4 on wood, sorry, and those guys. But why wouldn't he just go ahead and build a lumber camp? He has the wood now. He just get them all and do that. That'd help him a lot. And I don't know why Sea-Dog would just build a wall like that instead of putting it all the way around, because that would really help him more. Oh, so Sea-Dog is gonna go for the 4 militia, maybe even 5 if he. Yeah, he has quite a lot of gold actually now. So the 5 militia rush, or maybe he's getting more. Yeah, he's getting 67. So he does have a spy over there actually, on near Biggest Dickus and Worst in the World, which is actually a single sheep. And though that may seem rather foolish, honestly, it can make a genuine difference, because if you put it far enough so you can see what they're doing, and not too far away so that it's not too far away so you can actually see what they're doing. And sorry, I just got caught up there. So Sea-Dog actually taking quite an advantage, I would say, in the sea right now, because he doesn't have very many fishing ships. He only has 4, but he has about 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Ridiculous has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the difference isn't big, but those are not offensive vehicles, as you can probably tell. So it doesn't matter too much. And Worst in the World does not have a dock up yet, and the person to take the lead right now in actual teams is going to be Biggest Dickus. So let's just see whoever. Sea-Dog hasn't started researching castle yet. Same with Worst in the World and Bumcum. And Biggest Dickus is a quarter way up. Hellfish is halfway up, so that's nice. And those are the only 2 currently researching the Imperial right now. Sorry, the castle. My bad. And does he still have his? There we go. He still has his sheep spy over there. And Worst in the World just Worst in the World just scouting more. Same with Biggest, and he got his barracks up, and he's creating a few more villagers to put on farms. And Worst in the World does have a pretty impressive farm game right now, and he has a lot of villagers on wood, and that's a giant amount. And I think that's probably wise, because in this map you will really need it far more than Hellfish, who actually in the end didn't do very much significant for the winning and everything of this game, for the defeat of the others, I guess. But I can say that Heisenberg did have a great rush at the end against some players. So Heisenberg's farms are retiring, whatever you want to say. Oh, so this is a thing that I really very curious about, because he has 5 villagers that all go over there, that all go over to this okay, so it's interesting, because I saw this. Me and me and Worst in the World were actually Skyping through this game, and we saw those villagers go over there, and we just assumed that the enemy had a castle or something in the water, because it was very weird, because we just saw it, because it was in the darkness, so you could just see villagers upon villagers, just dead bodies going everywhere. So that was actually really, like, we were like, shit, and we sent our scouts over there to check it out, but it wasn't too bad in the end. So Biggest has one idle villager, which isn't too bad. So as you can see right here, Bumcum 1 is getting his dock up over near Sea Dog's fishing ships, and I think he might go for some sort of ship rush, but he doesn't really. As you can see, his score sort of shows his skill level at this point, and he doesn't really have enough materials, I don't think, to successfully go for that. So Bumcum is actually in the Castle Age now too, along with Heisenberg, Hellfish, Worst in the World, and Biggest Dickus. I missed some of those upgrades, but that doesn't really matter. What I really want to focus on this game is actually the war, because there are some kind of interesting and points in the war that I think are worth watching. And so, as you see here too, Biggest has let's just say, yeah, we're already there, and he has 6 active fishing ships, 9 trade units, 2 builders, 15 farmers, 33 lumberjacks, 22 miners, and yeah, that's it for that. But and it shows his buy sell stats and whatever for all those things. And so he just is getting his lumberjack up, and for some reason I wish that it would show you his upgrades, the ones that he do and don't have, because I guess it does show you if he's upgrading them, but it doesn't show you otherwise. So as you see, he sent his man-at-arms over here, which is really an odd thing, and eventually something kind of hilarious happens with those 3 man-at-arms and Dix's ships, but we'll have to wait for that. And so Worst in the World is getting 2 villages and completing his castle right there, so that should help him eventually, along with everything. And he does have his cavalry archers, because he is the Indians, and they are, I think they're, if I'm right, they're an archery civilization, but there might be some sort of hybrid or something. I don't really know. I haven't studied all of the new civilizations in the Forgotten that much, but I have noticed that in all the pro games, because Forgotten was released in 2012, so it's not like it was, or it's 2013, so it's not like it was that far away, that long ago. I'm pretty sure it's 2013. And Bumcum 1815 does have a transport ship down here, so he should think about releasing something out of there. Oh, that's what he did. He's got a relic. That was very smart of him. I actually missed that. But as you see right here, what Dickus is actually doing is creating all these things. So as you can tell by the map style of Heisenberg, he has a very impressive everything. He just deleted all his things, and he deleted most of his palisade, and has a giant, very impressive gate and just defense system right there. But he doesn't have a castle over it, which can be a good idea. But as I did see one YouTuber say, is that you don't want to put a castle right here, where it could attack fishing ships. He said, if they has 2 idle trebuchets in his base right there, you could just send them up, and then it's just complete bait for trebuchets. And where are Dickus's things? And as you see right here, Hellfish has a giant bunch of galleons that are sent up to attack his things. And this is a little time where Sea Dog's war galleys attack and destroy pretty much all of Sea Dog's war galleys. So I'm pretty sure all of Worst in the World scouts will come down here, but yeah, I don't know if it was wise to attack that. But he does have cannon galleons, so I guess it was better to hold them off rather than just let them attack his castle and his everything else. So as you see right here, Dickus is getting I'm not sure if he's caught on that so yeah, he started building fire ships in most of them, but I'm pretty sure most of his docks will go down right here, just because there isn't very much it's not very possible for all of this stuff to happen. Anyways, anyways, he's building a castle here, which I think will actually protect his docks in the end. And I don't know why he's sending them to attack, because he killed every one of the villagers except for one, who was survived on literally 3 HP. So he could. So they're taking down Worst in the World's castle. No, yeah, that goes down, which is kind of a shame, because that would have helped him later in the game. But something that was kind of unfortunate for Biggest Dickus is that on this type of map, the Incas. He should have been aware that the Incas don't actually have any sort of the Incas don't actually have Ken galleons. Sorry about that. And all the other players on the water really need to start upgrading their ships, say from fire ships to fast fire ships if they can. But actually, I don't think that the Britons have it, because I don't think their civilization is that advanced in the water at all, which it's kind of a shame. But still, he does make good use of his longbowman. Yeah, longbowman. Oh my gosh, he has a giant amount of elite cannon galleons attacking there. And as you see here, Dickus is researching fast fire ship and shipwright to make his ships a lot more cheaper and cost efficient. And he does have quite a lot of idlers, but I don't know. So how many? Let's just check out Heisenberg quickly, and let's check out how many relics he has. He has 3 relics in there. I think that in a way is the reason that Dickus and Worst in the World got taken down, or might get taken down. It just gives him a giant advantage, like giant advantage over everybody, because he has 3 relics, and that just gives him such constant gold intake. Now let's check out Bumcum. Buncombe has now actually passed Sea Dog. So Sea Dog and Bumpkin are really kind of bad, because he is they are the Britons, so they can attack whatever they want. But why is he making 2-handed swordsmen? Because I don't think that those upgrade to champions, and you don't need a giant army of those, and I don't think he ever puts them to good use either. So I think it would be a lot wiser for him to get a large army of either some sort of siege with longbowmen or something else like that, but I'm not really sure why he would do that. And one thing that kind of was a disappointment is that Dickus never got never really. He was always being attacked by these guys late in the late game instead of those guys attacking them, which is a shame. But as you see, Dickus taking on the giant army of Kelmels, Hellfish Kelmels, Cannon Galleons and Galleons, and Oranges Galleons too. And I'm pretty sure Dickus will actually reign successful over this little war and just take out all of his ships. And that just shows how useful fire ships can be, because honestly they are such a great defense against almost everything. Almost all ships, except for maybe other fire ships or demolition ships, probably just to take them down too. So as you see, they have been taken down a little bit here, but I'm just gonna put that at normal speed for a bit. And Biggus is, let's take it back to Biggus. Biggus is pile of elite Kamayak. I don't know. I think that's probably what it's called. I don't know. I think another simple reason why Dickus didn't really do that well this game. I mean, I'll say it. Why he didn't really is that the Inca's special unit Kamayaks aren't very good at all. I mean, he could have got some other units and started rushing him with trebuchets and everything, which I think probably would have been a really wise thing. So he could have just taken down the castle and just taken down something, so they wouldn't really have an opportunity to get that many janissaries or anything really. But it should have been I don't know. I don't really think the Kamayaks are very good. Maybe they're good against cavalry, which really would make sense because of their long spears, similar to spearmen. But yeah, I don't really think they're the best unit in general, overall. So Dickus only has 2 docks down here, which are both burning. And something I'm really glad about in Age of Empires 2, which is kind of, which I guess is really true as well, is that when something's on fire, it doesn't slowly burn out, which it would be realistic, but I'm glad that it's not so. So Kalen's Worst in the World's cav archers are just coming down here and killing some things. But as you see, his army of longbowmen and two-handed swordsmen for both guys will do something. So Dickus didn't get his trebuchets to retreat in time, so those do go down, which I guess is a shame for him, but I don't think it matters too much. In the meantime, Dickus is getting a giant army of elite fast fire ships, and they're not elite because they can't be. But anyways, Dickus's castle seems like it will go down in this little thing right here, which isn't good. Something that would be very, very wise for Dickus to do is send a trebuchet to attack that fire ship, which I really wish that I would have done, but I guess I didn't really think about it at the time. So the galleons of Hellfish Kamal are right there. And Dickus is getting housed right now, but he is because his castle just went down, but he's gonna build more houses, and he's almost gonna reach the max population, the pop cap, I think, because the population limit is only 300. And as you see also, Dickus's fire ships are going to take down the Britain's Heisenberg's ones. So there are two Britons in this. They're both Bumkami and Heisenberg are Britain, whereas the Sea Dog is the Slavs, and Hellfish is the Turks. So I guess Turks have Janissaries. So worst in the world's not fast fire ships, because I guess the Indians don't have them. But I'm pretty sure most of the players in this map didn't really choose the civs and just did it random, except for I think maybe Heisenberg's Britons, because he probably has some sort of strategy with them. But I guess a giant army of longbowmen, a giant army of anything is hard to do, unless it's Imperial Age. A giant army of first upgraded militia against paladins, Frankish paladins, wouldn't be very good. I bet that if you sent 40 militia to attack 10 Frankish paladins, I bet they would take them all down. Honestly, that'd be a really fun test. Eventually I might start a testing video like that and just see how that would work. And oh my gosh, Heisenberg's longbowmen are a giant threat against pretty much all of their ships, since they have such a vast amount of them. He's going to take them all down. So those 4 fire ships do go down, but Kalen's I think that worst in the world's Ken Galleons will as well. So as you see, they both have really intense trade routes going. And another thing to think about is that the only thing that Dickus sees really is that he has a giant number of guys over there, and lots of blue but none of red. And also he has no vision of either Heisenberg or Hellfish Camel, because he has such, and they do have a giant economy right there. And you just see the team of Hellfish and Heisenberg just took the lead, but Biggest Dickus does have a 3,000 score lead against everybody, which is a very, very impressive score lead, honestly. And the cavalry archers of the Indians, worst in the world, are being produced down there, I do believe, but unless he just stopped their production because he ran out of gold or something. But Dickus is getting gold slowly, but not very consistently. So I just want to see if Dickus has any relics wherever his monastery is. Where is it? There. So the thing is, he never got to get any relics, which probably probably was bad against him in the end. And since these two guys do have cartography, it's not very. They can see whatever, what the other people can, and maybe I was thinking that he was maybe going to take that little guy, that elite Kangallian, down by maneuvering a bit, whatever it's called, not deking, something else. So I wonder who's gonna win this war, because I'm not sure who has more fast fire ships right here. He has quite a lot, but at the same time, where is he? Heisenberg? Heisenberg has those, but he only has those. So a thing that was kind of dumb of him is he didn't task them all to attack them. So just for that simple reason was why he might have lost. But oh my gosh, Dickus's castles are all going down just for the fact that there's so many just this one cannon galleon that is just not being harassed to move or anything. So as you can see, the military of the navy of Hellfish and Heisenberg proves to be very bad. I don't know. And if you see all his walls and all of his docks, he's just doing incredibly well. Oh, so I was wrong. Someone did actually attack that and only that dock, which is I'm gonna guess that it was Bumkamy with some fire ships, or maybe with some galleons that just didn't leave and we're just attacking it for a while. But a lot of Dickus's units are actually gonna go down right now against this thing, and that's not very good. Anyways, I think that ooh, that's not good. So I think this might be the slow downfall of Dickus, because he does have quite a large army of these. But if you look at this, they're just all going down because he just took down Worst in the World's wall. And though he does have an army there too, I don't think that he puts them. I don't think that he will. No, I don't. As you can see, they are just being taken down so fast against them. It's not very. I don't know. I think they both seem to be pretty good against each other. I think the attack of the Kamayukas, Kamayaks aren't too shabby, but at the same time the defense must be terrible if we just look at it. Elite Kamayak. Yes, yes, they do not have a powerful defense, and I didn't get a good look because he just died. And that's very sad. Oh, so Dix's fire ships are going up there, but now Bumcom's giant army of longbowmen are taking some of his down. Actually, it's kind of good, because I think the only reason that if he does win it, that he could win it, is this giant number of fire ships. But one thing to kind of think about is that these longbowmen won't attack either. They're just, it's sort of like there isn't a war, but they will literally attack whatever they're tasked to. So they have no favorites, they have no allies, so in that way it's not like Civ or anything. So as you see here, they're being attacked giantly, if that's a word. A giantly figure, maybe. But and Dickus is spamming halberdiers because I think that's all he can really produce. Oh no, he has 2,600 gold, so he could do something. And I think with that, eventually he does. But it's too late. One thing that I really think would have been wise for Dickus to do, and that actually could have saved him the game if he really if he did it right and started early in the game, is if he started creating elite eagle warriors, because they're very resistant to not 100%, but probably a lot more than most other units in the game. Pretty much every other unit against arrow fire. So if you got an army of say 60 elite eagle warriors, they would have been easily able to take down all of these, because they have such a good attack, and I think they do have quite good defense too. And obviously against the longbowmen, which are an archer unit, they would be taken down fast. So I don't think Dickus has researched all of his techs, which is not very good. And he has a very good trade system, Heisenberg, and along with Hellfish, and I guess that's what you just need to do in the late game. Let's take a look at Seadog. Seadog has passed to the lowest score in this game, which is kind of interesting due to his two-handed swordsmen and halberdiers, a couple of them in there. Pretty much all, though, two-handed swordsmen. So as you see, let's just take a look at Worst in the World, even though he has resigned. So he resigned with a bit of economy left, but still, he didn't really have the a way of creating many new things, except for if he really wanted to, if he did want to mass produce halberdier down here. Sorry, no, not halberdier, elite skirmishers, which are good against archers actually, but I'm not sure how they do against the janissaries, because those are a powerful unit compared to pretty much everything else. So they have 11 attack compared to the janissaries 22. And let's just take a look at these guys. They have a 12 attack, so they do have a better attack than them, but these guys most definitely have a faster arrow fire rate of fire than the other guys, and the defense probably isn't as good. So that's 12 defense, and then these guys have 1 defense, so that really shows what's going on in that situation. So I think this is the slow end for these guys. I don't really see what could happen here to make them win this. So oh, as you see, Dick has made some barracks here, and he's mass producing these elite eagle warriors, which I think could have made him win the game if he really if he did them well earlier. So he has a little army here, but I don't think they will do much damage at all. They'll take down maybe a quarter or a half, maybe even, of the longbowmen, but just the only thing that'll really save Heinzenberg is just the vast sheer numbers, honestly. And then these little couple of these bombard cannons are taking down some of Worst in the World's trade carts, but those will be the ones that take down Dickus's castle too. So something that I really found hilarious, which you'll see very soon, is a little sneaky move that that Dickus is going to do. So as you see, his population is constantly dropping. It was just 92, now it's 77, 76, 75, and nothing good is happening here. So I think sometime here he might change all the produce units, produce points, instead of around here to around there, which I think would be wise, so he wouldn't just get attacked constantly and not even get a chance to attack them. But anyways, let's just take a look at what Sea Dog and these guys are doing. So you see, they aren't even making an effort to attack each other, which I found kind of ridiculous, because Hellfish and Heinzenberg have only completely been doing attacking. They've only been attacking Worst in the World and Biggest Dickus. Why don't they just attack these guys? They could have taken them down so much faster without wasting any units. Then they could have got more upgrades and everything before doing that. And I don't know, I found it kind of silly. So now Dickus has ran out of gold supplies. So now he's just creating some halberdier, which I don't think is very effective against them. But I think that's the only thing that he can simply do. And he has a couple archery ranges there that will never get built. And as you see here, he has one villager with 3 HP over there, which is left from something else. And now it's went down from 2 to 1 to 2 again to 2 again to 3 to 2 to 3. These are simply just his halberdiers, which are constantly being created and dying. So all his barracks are soon going to go down. And what we see now is that, so now that Dickus only has 1 population, he's gonna walk by. He's gonna completely walk by Bumkami's efforts at creating some sort of little base on Biggest Dickus's land, which I guess in a way did work, because he wasn't. Dickus did nothing to counter it, and might have been whenever that happened, might have been after Dickus couldn't actually defend himself, because his docks were very near there either way. So I'm not sure why his villagers came down there. But as you see, it's kind of something that's very funny, is that Dickus is creating a castle on this other thing, because he traded all his resources in for gold and converted them all to everything else. And I'm not sure, I guess just right there is when all of Bumkami's villagers just died, unless, I don't really see what could have killed them, unless it was the castle. That's the only reasonable explanation. But I think since Dickus has nothing else to do, well, he could either make a mining wood camp right there just to get a little bit more wood, and eventually try and make a town TC, or he could garrison the villager in there to get one extra arrow fire going out of there. And as you see as well, there still is no thing going on between the attacks between Bumkamy and Heisenberg and their team, which is, I find, just so stupid, because like, it's just, there's no reason for that to happen. There's no reason for them to not attack each other. And you can really tell just by the score who will win the attack when they do go on for the full out attack on each other. But since, if you didn't know, I am talking and I am Biggest Dickus, I resigned after, well, you can see when I resigned, but I resigned probably after they took down my castle, or I had been defeated. But then we got to see what goes down between these two players. So the game is already 2 hours in, which is kind of shocking in a way, because most games don't last that long. I guess with pro games they just have a better time creating units and just doing everything, so they can't really it's a lot harder for them to successfully actually it's a lot easier for them to successfully constantly be creating units. Anyways, sorry, I just lost my train of thought there. It was kind of odd. But I think what Dickus could have done, if he really wanted to do something very bold, send a villager all the way up there and sneak it through, trying to get out of the range of all the things, so they wouldn't default, so they wouldn't start attacking him anyways. But he should have sent it up there, trying to create these archery ranges, which he already had built. But or he could have deleted them to get. Oh, that's something that Dickus really should have done. That would have been so wise. If he just deleted those, got 200 wood back, then he would have had 220, which still wouldn't have been quite enough to build, to get a new TC, but he could have maybe sent that guy wood or something. But the thing is, Dickus has not resigned yet, and he still has a very good score due to all his resources. But they will never see that, because normally what they could do, what Heisenberg could do, he's sending more guys in right now. What Heisenberg could do is go to his castle, say right there, then get the, he's creating more longbowmen. He's just spam creating them so fast, and he has 6,000 gold. It's incredible how much resources he's actually getting through this trade system. So that's by far the best way to get gold. But he could get the research, which I forget is called, but it's the bottom right of a castle, and it makes so you can see all the villagers of your enemies. But the thing is, your enemies aren't necessarily on a team, which is the thing. And that's just the thing that's kind of odd. So as you see right there, through this entrance, which is actually through me, through Biggest Dickus and Worst in the World's land, he's sending in his longbowmen, and he's going to be taking down pretty much everything, except for he can take down so much already with these, so it's longbowmen against longbowmen, but at this point sheer numbers are going to be the thing that makes the difference here. So let's just switch over to Bumkam's production and just check out. I think what he could have done, just to stall them so they get more hit points, is just send those champions over to attack the longbowmen, because the champions definitely do have a way larger attack and probably a better defense too. Oh, and that's exactly what he's doing. So he's going to be taking down all of these. But as you can see here, these champions are just being taken down so fast. So now he has a lot of hussars, which are definitely going to be worthwhile. And then he has a lot of halberdiers, champions, halberdiers, a couple trebuchets, some monks, and some longbowmen too, elite longbowmen up there. So at this point, it's kind of odd, because whoever is actually will reign surviving after this, I don't know. One thing that would be very funny to think about, which I don't think actually happens at all, would happen, is that the people just can never find either this last castle of Biggest Dickus, so then they would just resign. So Dickus would be the winner, which would be kind of hilarious. But I don't think that's a very reasonable like realistic thing that would happen. So look at all these hussars coming from Sea-Dog, killing all their longbowmen up there. And one thing that he really should think about is sending a lot of longbowmen and other things just to just go through the walls, send those guys. And he could also kill get some cannon. Why wouldn't he get cannon galleons and attack him from the water? Get out his buildings. Say if he had even galleys would just kill those. I don't really know why he wouldn't do it, something like that, if he had enough galleys. Well then, oh, look at all these cavaliers, which is the second to last upgrade, which I guess the Turks cannot get, but I don't really have much experience with the Turks. So these longbowmen will go down, but they will take down all of these cavaliers. But to an army like that, anything is hard to kill anything, really. So these champions are going to go down against these knights, and the knights will probably get a few significant numbers out, even though they're only cavaliers. But still, they are very powerful, powerful knights. And oh my gosh, look at the production of these longbowmen coming from him. It's insane. Look at that. They're just completely running through. Let's check out the population coming. This it's insane because this is Heisenberg. If you just look at the population, he's always just at the minimum maximum production levels, but he's just making so many longbowmen, and it's just insane. So the longbowmen of Post-Comm are going to try and attempt to take them down, but I don't think it'll be successful due to these Janissaries which will come and just completely take out a lot of these, and they'll also, if they were champions, those champions would be down so fast. And so I think he should put all of the army to use, so then he would have more efficient attack to hit two birds with one stone, you know, or sort of hit two stones with one bird, maybe? I don't know. Whatever. So he is actually going to be somewhat successful with this attack, even though he is left with barely any units. And so yeah, as you see, that hussar and those couple of halberdiers do go down, but the army, in no way is the army of Heisenberg going to do anything. Another thing to think about is that even if Bumpkin and Sea-Dog do manage to win this fight, the thing is, it won't make a difference because they still need to get over to Heisenberg's side, which is walled up right there, and is walled on. There's so many things to protect it. There's castles and everything, whereas Bumpkin and Sea-Dog's castles have already been completely taken down. So if you look at Hellfish and Heisenberg, their army is purely defensive, whereas Heisenberg's is completely offensive, and it's just he's just trying to take out the opponent. And if you look down in the corner, Basticus's castle is still just chilling over there, same with his villager, and by this time he really could have done something else. And let's just check out, I guess his resources are still the same, 4,000 food, but what he could get with that is actually, no, it's interesting, because what he could have got with that is, if he really wanted to, he could have just created hussars if the Incas did have them. But oh wait, the Incas do not actually even have a stable. So that's something that just counters that statement. And Bumpkin's transport ship is now completely taken down. And just look at the mass production of these longbowmen. It's incredible. They're just coming from every direction over here. So many castles, so many ways to produce them, and there's so many of them. That's just the thing. So Dickus, the only thing that provides Dickus any population is just that castle, which gives him 20. But now let's switch back over to Bumpkin. Or actually, I'll switch to Sea-Dog's perspective. I haven't in a long time. And he is making more champions through there and through there, and he should be creating some siege if he wants to do anything, especially because his resources, he has everything but food. So that sort of just shows his skill level as a player. He could, if he got siege, if he got lots of scorpions, heavy scorpions, or if he got lots of siege onagers too, those would be amazing against these. But as you can probably, as common knowledge will tell, rams are not good as a unit against units, really. Against houses, they're amazing. They take down everything so fast, but against everything else, they suck. So these elite longbowmen are still being proving to be boss, and but his hussars are taking down quite a lot of them. And hussars are a very powerful unit. They have 11 attack, but then that doesn't really compare much to the 16 attack of these cavaliers, and that will probably, and I'm gonna doubt that Hellfish has all the upgrades, and even if his civilization that he's using can get all the upgrades. So the attack of the paladins would greatly increase with all the upgrades as well, and especially with say the Franks, who have horse paladin upgrades, so they can so his paladins just generally without even upgrading anything have more attack or have more defense, or both maybe. So this guy, he is slowly mass producing these longbowmen, but it won't be enough. He just ran out of no, he didn't run out of resources anyway, but he's just doing that, which is kind of a shame. But another thing that is really kind of that's not good is that Biggest Dickus, now he can do anything. There's no one to be attacking him. They're all going for there. And if they did see that he was building that new civilization, it would be GG, because they would just send 5. They could send 5 longbowmen to completely take down his army, and that would work. But the army of the champions of Sea Dog are going to be taken down so fast by these Janissaries. So I think any pro or even semi-pro player would really realize that, why am I sending champions? Because these champions will die very fast against these Janissaries, so it's very dumb. But either way, so Sea Dog is actually almost completed a wall here, but the wall will prove to be unsuccessful due to villagers being killed by villagers. And so these halberdiers actually are quite good against the very, very low defense of his these 12 defense of these elite longbowmen, which isn't actually the worst, considering. See, these guys, trebuchets of 16, halberdiers have none, it shows. I didn't really know that, but I guess they have none. Then hussars actually have no defense either, or actually have no armor, probably, because defense comes a bit more, probably a bit more often, you know, than, or it might be actually necessary. I don't know. Okay, so this hussar just got taken down by that. So I'm guessing that hussars aren't very powerful against longbowmen, but if you look at that, there's a giant mass cavalier attack against that. And as you tell again, as you can see, this is purely a defensive game for Sea Dog and Bumpkin 1, because they're not even, like, they are in no way attacking. All they do is defending, and it's basically just what perspective you're saying. But from almost every perspective you'll look at, unless you look at the perspective that they're attacking them, so they're just attacking these guys over here. And in a way that's true, but what you gotta think about is that they're not attacking their base or anything in any way, which is just thriving. It would be so hard to kill it, take it down, but it would be such a thing to do, because you really, it would be very wise, I guess. So anyways, what you see now is that the trebuchets of Heisenberg have taken down the wall of Bumpkin 1 right over here, and then he has 4 trebuchets now attacking the wall, which now he's getting Longbowmen to come through the other entrance. And these champions, Longbowmen, will definitely win because there are no Janissaries to stop the champions. But there are lots of fire ships and these trebuchets which could be attacking them too, that's the idea, but it's not that good. Oh, and something that I missed. Oh, that sucks. Biggest Dickus is oh, good. For some reason I thought that I just looked on the map and I noticed that it wasn't there, so they just hadn't scouted it yet. So Biggest Dickus's castle is still successful. It is still up. It's still everything. So this game is already 3 hours, where Dickus and Worst in the World came out probably just after 2 hours, which is still a very long game. But honestly, this video would be a 3-hour video if I didn't slow it down. So as you can tell, slowing it down would definitely be a good idea. And Heisenberg has got some transport ships and is taking lots of Longbowmen in there. But the thing with transport ships is that it's so fragile. If you had a couple galleons or trebuchets on the ground there, they could just take all the transport ships down, and he would lose all his archers, which would be a very good thing for Bumpkin 1. And it wouldn't be too bad for Heisenberg because he's just such a leading player right now. But I don't know. The Cavaliers are still being produced by Hellfish Femmel, and that's not a bad thing. But I don't know if that's the best production that he could be doing right now, since they're not fully upgraded. Paladins would be way more successful. And it's funny. One thing that I like to do, but I'm not sure how necessary it is build plenty of markets, so that you can have your trade routes going from there to there, then one from there to there too. So just, I mean, they don't necessarily have to be crossed at all, but just so it'd be a bit easier to do everything. So I'm still looking in the perspective of Heisenberg, and they have completely ceased to attack from right there, except for these Janissaries that might be going. Oh wait, no. Oh, they're realizing Dickus's castle, aren't they? So he just Dickus's castle is now being doomed. I'm not sure what was the causing factor that got it, but let's look at Hellfish Camel. Oh, good. I really thought that his castle would be taken down right there. Another thing that I don't know. So, wow, that castle is so funny. I really hope that they don't know that castle thing exists, because let's just check out the gold of Heisenberg. He has 1,370, which isn't good. So he will never have enough gold for that upgrade, which is very useful. So which actually shows you where everything they have is and what they're doing and stuff. So it's basically like all visible game instead of an explored or default or whatever it's called game. So he's halberdier. He is mass producing halberdiers to get rid of these cavaliers now, even though why would he send champions to attack these Janissaries? I mean, okay, Bumpkin, you're not that bad of a player, but like that's really stupid, honestly. And these so I think that these Hussars are very effective against these Janissaries, just because of the default differences and upgrades and everything. And what a pro player would be doing right now is just doing the same thing that Heisenberg is doing, but when he is attacking, he would be I guess there's a better word for it, which is generally used in Age of Empires slang or whatever you want to call it, but it's basically maneuvering, which really is maneuvering, but there's a word that is a bit more easy to say and a bit more effective and fast that people say, just for moving your guys from there to there and then attacking there, so they won't. So I don't know. So somehow what he did is which actually is kind of a which you can't do on here, but what he did, which is kind of what you can do, is go like that, and just get all your stables, and then just mass produce from there. So every one of them would have 15. You know, say if one is being produced, it would be one being produced from all of them, which is kind of a very cool feature. And his farms are just being exhausted, which isn't a bad thing really. I just want to check if everybody's production is still at the very top. So Sea-Dog is at 71, Bumpkamy is at 186. So Bumpkamy is definitely the leading player, I guess you could say, for this team, which is not. It wasn't always that way. In the early game, Sea-Dog was actually leading out of everybody for a while, but that passed quickly, and then even Biggest Dickus was way ahead of everybody for a while. He was over 3,000 points ahead of everybody. And in the thriving game, just before you're attacked in the Castle Age, that is something that is very effective, and it's just not effective. It's just very key. You know, like when that happens, you know that it's not too bad. You know that you don't have a giant threat of losing in that point in the game, unless you just have a billion villagers and no army, and you put your castles at the very back of your base, and you just did everything wrong to be good at defending. I don't know. So and now something that I learned this game is that halberdiers are very effective against longbowmen, probably just because of the low attack of the low defense of the longbowman. But he has a lot more longbowmen just coming right out there. Oh, and is that a trebuchet or a fishing ship? Probably some sort. Sorry, not a fishing ship. Probably some other sort of ship. Oh wait. Oh no, that's not good. Not good at all. So Bumpkin has now seen Dickus's ship. Let's just check if Dickus's castle. Now let's just all check down there. So Sea-Dog has seen it too because they're on a team. Worst in the world obviously saw it. Kelfish. Oh, Kelfish has seen it too. Heisenberg. Oh, so everybody in the map remaining has seen it, which is a giant shame. And if you didn't notice, the reason that you might be wondering, well, why is he there but not doing anything with his game? Like, it's kind of dumb. The reason of that is that I actually had to go, so I just did that. It was kind of good timing because I just died anyways. So I just built a castle. I just put all my stuff in the market, just threw it all away, and just built a castle. And so anytime now, he's probably sending knights right now to where is it? Maybe no, not Buncombe. That, and no, he's not sending his knights. He sent his knight away to go attack something else. But as you see, he's really getting into this. These cavaliers of Hellfish Kamal have really gone into the economy of Sea-Dog, and they're gonna start attacking anytime soon. I don't really know what they're doing right now. They're probably attacking his market so he stops all trade. And that's probably a really effective technique, just because that's really what you gotta do. So they took down his market. Now they're taking down everything else they really see. I think he's just taking them to wherever they will go, just letting them do what they want, you know, and that's probably a good thing. But they don't. If he wants to keep all these cavaliers alive, he needs to be wary of these castles that will just take him down quickly. Anyways, let's just take a quick look at Bumpcombe 1, and wow, Bumpcombe doesn't have a very big army at all left. Let's just look there. He has 3 siege units, 63 range units. Oh wow. Oh, there we go. And 63 infantry too. 65 and 63 now. So actually, he does have an army, but let's just take a look at Heisenberg's now. Oh, so he has 63 ranged units and 2 siege and 25 warships. So if he really only does have 63, then that's kind of shocking, because I'd think he had way more. So he has 30 ranged units and 71 infantry, and 76 infantry. So I guess those 76 infantry will be the difference against Buncombe's everything really. But I don't know, in a way, if he just took all these longbowmen down, then there aren't really that many left for, oh, sorry about that. That probably was kind of a startle for you guys. But there aren't very many left at all after he gets these down in Heisenberg's economy, except for. Wait. Heisenberg. It seems that he's completely stopped mass producing them. Except for there. He still has 3 or 4 castles going, but before he had 6 or 7. So maybe it's the lack that he ran out of gold slowly, or he has low gold, which is actually going up. Maybe he is multitasking and he has to do something with his mom. He's like, bring down the garbage, which actually happens quite a lot with me. So let's just look back at Bumkami, and he has 3 trebuchets. He has 3 knights just chilling there, but he's getting more. It's kind of interesting that both of these, if this perchance he wasn't the Slavs and he could actually, if he wasn't the Slavs and he could get paladins, then he would have such an advantage against so many more things. So one thing that I didn't expect was Hellfish Kamal to get a lot of champions, which he just did get a decent army. Let's just see if he's still producing them. Hellfish Kamal, where's his other things? No, he does have a pretty big bit. Oh no. Oh, so there is one bombard cannon that's attacking his castle, and oh. Wait, so there's still a villager with 3 health. No. No, biggest stickers. Oh, that's very sad. I'm kind of sad that if only biggest stickers with the Teutons, then he could have taken down that bombard cannon with the advanced range of their castles. But that's really sad. And Hellfish Kamal doesn't really have. I don't know. They're catching up in score now. Bumkami isn't too far behind. Actually 10,000 points is kind of far, but still, it's not like it's the game's over far. But still, see, look at all these. Look at all the Cavaliers of Sea Dog. Even though his score is low, he is better. He's doing. He's reasonably close. So there is Hellfish Kamal's. Sending some hussars to go attack him, but I wouldn't worry too much for him because he's just taking down the rest of his things. And I think that let's just take a look over now at Hellfish Kamal, and he sent a villager down here. I guess the villager just died. I guess there's a body there, but I was kind of expecting some more to happen. Oh, so there is the mass production of a nice little group of champions, which are nice little formation to go attack his houses, which actually is probably a wise thing to attack, so he doesn't have the so that Sea Dog doesn't have the ability to create more units. You see, he just got his max population, but 248, 270, yeah, he's going down fast, and I don't think that he'll have that much to do, honestly. I think this game will be over pretty fast, but I'm not really sure why he stopped that production up there. And I think that now what Heisenberg would do if he was very wise is oh, what's over there? Oh, a sheep. Wow. What? I don't know what he's pointing at. I don't know what Heisenberg is trying to say, or actually Hellfish Kamal might be trying to say. Maybe his place is to build a castle or start a new civilization in case they attack you, but I don't really think that's much of a worry for them at this time. So that is definitely a shame that Biggest Stickers' castle right there got taken down. You can actually see where the castle was. It was perfect. It was such a nice spot. Defend everything. Except for some things, of course. that shows my life. Defends everything except for some things. So this fortified wall that has 3,000 health is being taken down pretty fast by this giant mass of elite longbowmen, and that's sort of what I thought that Heisenberg should do is just get a giant mass production of them and just start attacking. But as you see, Heisenberg is gone, is GG. So that is something that may change the outcome of the game. So Heisenberg just left. This game is now at 4 hours. That's insane. This is one of the longest games I've ever actually seen. The longest game I've ever played was 3 hours and something, and it was an amazing game. It was me and my friend Toshman playing against 3 computers, I think. And I don't know, they have patched the computers. I don't know, standard is actually getting to be reasonably hard. Oh, so Hellfish Kamal resigned. Oh my gosh, wow. That is insane. So Bumpcom and Sea-Dog actually won this one. I am incredibly surprised. I'm actually kind of happy about it, because they were behind pretty much the whole game, except for Sea-Dog was ahead in the field age for a second. I don't really know how. Maybe he had a lot of fishing ships or something. But anyways, this has been a very nice video. It's one of my favorite games to record, actually. Even though it was a 4-hour long game, the recording must be pretty long too. So anyway, guys, see you next time on the Gaming Rehab, and subscribe if you like AoE or Minecraft or anything. That's what I'll be producing soon. See you guys later.